Well, I thought I'd share with you the 3 beliefs. These are the 3 beliefs that you need to have to hold on to long-lasting change. Sounds good, doesn't it? Hi guys, this is Matthew Tait from Fork in the Road, your channel for transformation. Today I've got a quick video to share with you about how do you have long-lasting change. I mean, how do you hold on to that diet? How do you keep those pounds off? Or how do you change those beliefs or the anxiety or the depression or the whatever the negative thing is? But also, how do you get towards that empowerment? How do you get towards that uplifting state and hold on to it? What does it even look like? So this comes from Tony Robbins and his book and his seminars. And this particular 3 things he talks about follows on from 3 beliefs into 3 actions or 3 things that you can do. I just thought today we would start out with the 3 beliefs. Okay, so here goes. 3 of them. The first one is, it must change. The thing that you want to change, you have to have decided it's got to change now. It's not, I'll put the other word here, a should. You're not going to do anything about a should. So not a should, okay? It must change, and it must change now. But we've all got examples in our life where we must change something because there's some value that is not being met. There's something that is a non-negotiable. It must change, and it must change now. Think about that in your life, where you've changed something permanently and it must happen. The optional part's been taken away. For example, if you're moving house and you've sold your house and you're moving to another one, well, if that happens, you must pack your stuff up because otherwise you don't get the money, right? If you don't move out, you've got to pack your stuff up. There's no, I should pack my stuff up. No. You must pack your stuff up and leave the house. Makes sense, doesn't it? And so when you've got that must, that's one of the 3 beliefs. Now we'll move on to the second one, and that is I must change. So you have to understand that it's I'm changing, it's not someone outside of you, right? So not someone like outside of you, right? Where you're relying on someone else outside of you to instigate the change. You can get someone's help, but if you're 100% relying on them, you're in trouble. So an example might be if you go off to a physical trainer, a PT, right? A physical trainer to get you fit. That's cool, that's good. You need to learn. If you don't have the skill, you've got to learn. But if you rely on that personal trainer and not your own internal habits, you're in trouble as soon as that personal trainer is gone. Once again, in his book, he talks about Tony Robbins himself, or perhaps Jenny Craig. If you go to Tony Robbins for help and you rely on him 100%, as soon as Tony Robbins is gone, you are screwed because you're going to go backwards. He tells a story of a smoker who came to him and he had 1 hour with him. He'd been smoking for 16 years and he didn't smoke for 4 years. And this guy then comes to his seminar years later and said, "You failed." And he said, "What do you mean I failed?" Told him the story, but now he's back smoking again. So it actually worked, but he didn't take it on inside himself that I must change. So I must change, meaning it's up to me and I'm going to internalize it and I'm going to be the one who's made this work, not an outside person. Another example might be weight loss, going to perhaps Jenny Craig or someone like that. Fantastic program perhaps, but if you rely on that forever, as soon as that goes away, you go back to the old habits. It's got to be I'm changing me and my habits. Makes sense, right? So I must change. So it must change, so I have to change it. It has to change now. There's no should about it. And I must change. So anything outside of you, you wean yourself off that and you get yourself into an empowered state where you are the one who's changed. your habits have changed, your beliefs have changed, your daily actions have changed. And perhaps your identity. So I might put the word identity right here. Right? So your identity has to have changed, not taking on the identity of the outside person or influence. So it must change, I must change, meaning it's all about you, inside you. You've made that decision. And then the next one is I can change it. So you have to have that belief that I can change this. It can't be it's impossible. If you've decided it's impossible to stop smoking, or you've decided it's impossible to lose weight, guess what? You'll be right. If you've decided it's impossible to stop drinking, you're absolutely right. Until the pain gets high enough, and then you make a decision. It must change, I must change, and I can change it. I'll find a way. So when you've got those three beliefs in alignment, I want you to think about your lasting change. Have you got it to a must, where it's got to happen, or I'm going to be stuck in this state forever? Maybe you're not getting sales in your business. Maybe your identity is kind of not with where you're at in your business. Or maybe there's something inside you holding you back. It must change. When you get to that must point, all of a sudden you get into action. You're looking for solutions. You're figuring it out. I must change, meaning I can change it myself. I am going to change this inside myself, not someone outside of you, right? Not like Jenny Craig or Tony Robbins or the personal trainer. You can use those as leverage to get you going, but there has to be a point where it's all happening inside of you. And then I can change it, as opposed to I can't, right? So you can't have that statement. I can't change it. If you say I can't change it, I cannot change it, you are right. You won't change it because you won't even try. So we have to get rid of that, of I can't, and you have to believe I can. Now, sometimes in the middle here, you might have some things like, we'll use pink as a color, and you might have I can change it. Well, that could be skill, right? So you might need to learn a new skill, like your Weight Watchers or your personal trainer or your Tony Robbins. If you don't know how to do it, that's totally cool. And then you come into I can change, I must change, meaning I'm changing inside of myself. And so you're going to have new habits, right? So new habits are going to be your measure. Oops, one I. 1B. New habits are going to be your measure as to, can I change? I must change. So the new habits will be a clue if you've got it internalizing into you. Okay, so you are controlling, right? So that's the important thing. You have to control it. And you have to internalize it for yourself. So you might learn from someone else, but then it has to transfer inside of you. And then finally, it must change. Are you holding on to the shoulds? Oh, I should do it, I should do it, I should do it. We've all been there. Amen, so have I. But have a think about it. It must change. Have you got it to a must? Or are you kind of wishy-washy? And that is all about committing. Right? So you've got to commit. And if you don't commit to someone else. That's a sneaky way of creating a new mini tribe, where you commit to someone, you say, I'm going to do this, and there's a deep part inside your unconscious that says, oh, I said I'm going to do that. I better do it now, or I'll look bad. So you can use your value system to get you to move forward. So I'm going to say commit to self or to others. That's the powerful one. Right? So if you commit to others and you make a promise and there's a chance you might disappoint someone, and that's important to you, use your value system like that as a sneaky way of tricking your unconscious brain into action. Because you will move if you're going to look bad. It's a sneaky way of doing it for yourself. Now this is for you, right? So it's your future, it's your destiny, it's your empowerment. So let's go over them again. It must change. Get rid of the should. I must change. It's about you taking control and new habits, not outside of you. Not like your Tony Robbins or your Jenny Craig or your, that person outside of you. It's got to internalize. And then I can change. So you know you can change it. You're in control of it. it's not possible type thing going on inside of you. You need to know, and that might be just the skills. And as opposed to, I can't, in which case, you're absolutely correct. I hope that has helped. It must change, I must change, and I can change it. These are the 3 beliefs. If you have them, you can have long-lasting change. Apply it to somewhere in your life and see how that changes your world. I hope that's helped. This is Matthew Tait from Fork in the Road, your channel for transformation. If you want to reach out to me, the details will be below. If you would like to subscribe, click on the little icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and you can get my videos on a regular basis. I'll see you next time on Fork in the Road. Matt Tait signing out.